Hello, it's James Deasley here representing WhatHouse because it's only a couple of weeks now until the WhatHouse show, which is just up there, as you can see, going to be held at the Hilton Metropole in Brighton on the 27th and 28th of September. Now, there's an awful lot going on around that show in terms of overseas property developers, UK property developers, estate agents, land, new homes, but ultimately it's there to give you, the consumer, some advice. And we've got a massive seminar speaking timetable arranged, and one of them, I'm very pleased to say, is Jane Griffiths from BPHA, which is an organisation helping people around this whole area of help to buy, which is often a complex little being. So let me just introduce, well, Jane, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, please, about BPHA?
Yes, I'm Jane Griffiths and I'm the stakeholder manager for Kent, Sussex and Surrey. BPHA won the contract to help people with Help to Buy from the 1st of April, and we cover 89 local authorities across 11 counties.
Well, that's a big old role you've got to you've got to fill. I mean, let me put this to you, because I mean, obviously this is only a short sort of taster video about what you'll be talking about at the show. I mean, what do you feel is probably the biggest misconception around this whole Help to Buy issue?
Personally speaking, and through speaking to people, local authorities, providers, it's having the equity loans and the other products. So a lot of people seem to feel that equity loans is just Help to Buy, whereas actually Help to Buy is the overarching umbrella, and what other schemes sit under it. Equity loan being one of them, shared ownership, rent to buy, mortgage guarantee. Lots of products sit within Help to Buy.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, doesn't it? With the newspapers, they're newspapers is probably the wrong term. The media sort of picking up on certainly the equity side of it, which is the government loan being sort of lumped in as a 20% lump sum and so on and so forth. You only need a 5% deposit, and yet there is an awful lot more. And if I may actually, because I think it's really helpful for people, you run a very, very informative website from what I've had a look in all the research, and I think it's very difficult to cover all of this in 5 minutes, but on your website, which is up here, helptobuyese.org.uk, there's all of the different overviews of the different loans. So that's probably the best place for most people to get all the information. Is that correct?
I think so, yes, but the good thing is, obviously, while we are at the WhatHouse show doing a seminar, it gives people an opportunity to come and talk to us face-to-face about all the different options, because as much as we've got a fantastic website, it's still difficult. People still like that face-to-face contact, so I'm really looking forward to welcoming lots of people to come along the stand and have a chat and come into our seminar.
Yeah, I mean, could I ask one question, which is, what would be your, I suppose just basing on that, you'll say ask lots of questions, but what would be your best piece of advice for anybody wanting to know more about the Help to Buy side of things?
Well, obviously to go to our website and to come to our seminar, but I must say that I think people need to realise that it doesn't cost a fortune to go down the Help to Buy route. Like you've just said, the equity loan is a 5% deposit. With shared ownership, you're generally only looking at a deposit on the bit that you're buying, which could be as little as £2,000. And then you've got the other strands where if people haven't got a deposit, they can rent 80%, 20% below market rent, and then they can save for a deposit. So it doesn't really matter what your circumstances are or where you are, as long as you meet some of the eligibility criteria, then Help to Buy could be for you.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's the problem. We've got the most vast topic I think we've ever going to cover onto one sort of hangout interview that we're doing. But one of the things that I would like to possibly suggest, again, and I'm going to go back onto the screen share of the website if you don't mind, Jane, because I think there's another valuable section which I spotted earlier on. It's just going to come onto the screens now, I think. And this part here is on this, you've got this specifically help and advice section. And on here you've got this frequently asked questions, which I found particularly useful for people. And anybody that is thinking to come to the show, I would definitely have a look at all of these little tabs along here, all these questions, so that you are fully armed when coming to the seminar, that that Jane, you're going to put on, because no doubt there'll be a lot of people there with an awful lot of questions. But I mean, are you all there all day, every day, or is it just for those seminar times?
Oh no, we're on the stand for the whole of the 2 days, from 10 to 5 on the Saturday and the Sunday. We'll be there with the team.
Fantastic. All right, good to hear. Well, look, that's probably about enough for now. I mean, obviously, there is so much to learn about the Help to Buy stuff, but really and truly, this is just a reinforcement and an understanding that Jane is going to be there with. You've probably got a support team around you as well, Jane, because I imagine there's going to be a few questions coming your way. You have a team around with you?
Oh yes, we will. Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. So there can be a team of people around Jane on those both days. So as again, it's the 27th and 28th of September from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock, both days. And obviously Jane will be running a seminar on both of those days as well. So hopefully there is an awful lot of information that you can take on. And I suppose my advice to anybody out there is please don't be afraid to ask any questions to anybody. That's the whole premise of running these sorts of shows, which is we're giving you access to all the experts out there that you can just come and have a chat with whenever you need to. So don't be afraid to come and ask the questions. So just leads me to say, Jane, thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you ever so much. And I look forward to seeing you at the show.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, James.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.